Hey, my friends. How y'all doing this fine Monday? Not morning. Geez, I don't want to take us back to Monday morning. This fine Monday evening here afternoon here on the West Coast, evening to those of you on the East Coast. You're winding out your day, settling for dinner, all of that wonderful stuff. So, how are y'all doing? I hope this video finds you guys well. I have a supercharged line up today. Trash can waves, shout out to you because I was so glad to see you because I think we'll touch a little bit on Mr. Rittenhouse tonight. I don't know, but for sure tomorrow. For sure. I just wanted to let that case unpack a little bit and we all just get it settled and on and pumping. But friends, we have a full lineup today as usual. So stick around, definitely comment. I may even drop the links. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that linky link, but if you just really have something to say, y'all already know. Join in the comments, but also I will definitely drop the link if I see you down and you want to have something to say. But how are y'all doing? Like, seriously, how y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing good. I am doing well. Had a wonderful weekend. Started off the weekend with a wonderful Friday night happy hour with all my virtual friends. Shout out to you guys. We were together. We were sipping and laughing. It was a fun time. I want to say a good 5 hours worth of fun. It was. And at one point, I just let them on their own and we went to go get something to eat and everything else. Y'all had a room, play around. And it was a good time. So that was Friday night. And then on Saturday, we went with my daughter who is having her wedding reception this weekend. And so we had to go get decorations and plan, all that wonderful stuff. And so, yes, it was 5 hours. It didn't feel like it, but it was 5 hours. We started at 4. So that was what we did on Saturday. And we went to brunch and then we rounded the evening out. On Sunday, we did like a little bonfire, cute little conversation by the fire pit, that whole thing. So it's a chill weekend. A lot of times, a lot of people are like, oh, Melissa, you should vlog. And a lot of times I'm like, but that's kind of boring. Like, you're not going to see turn up Melissa like that. But, some people find it interesting. I don't know. We'll see. I do have another channel for that, but that's neither here nor there. Blind guy, his wife, their life is like, oh, wow, it was 5 hours. Yes, sis. We were here starting at 4:00 and we didn't end till about 9 something my time. And it was a good time. So check us out. I know we're probably not going to go 5 hours this Friday because we'll have a full panel of the ladies, but when I'm on by myself, absolutely. So let's get into these hellos before I get into the first news story. Just Me says, hey, let's talk about it. Hey, everyone. Hey. She says, make sure you hit the like button. She's absolutely right. Hit that like button. Greetings, everyone. Hey, Kingsway Gardening. Good to see you. Hello, Miss Queen L. Beautiful. Good to see you. Finishing up my cow video. Be back soon. Okay, no problem. I can't wait to see it. Trash can waves. Hello. Hit that like though. He said before I leave, hit that like button. Blessing Shatika, how you doing, girl? Good to see you. Black's Tropical. Hey, Soul Sister, Soul Family. Check them out. They have a wonderfully growing channel, literally growing, talking about soil and plants and living right. And then, of course, we know Blind Guy, his wife, their life. Make sure you check them out. They are giving us all type of content with all types of interviews with all type of self-help type stuff. Okay, so make sure you check them out. So how long will we sipping and just saying on Friday? I can't drink that long. Listen, it was hilarious Friday. XDMC came in, I say an hour. Ours usually lasts like an hour and 15 minutes with the ladies because by the time we go through memes and stuff like that, we're usually not on that long, but for sure not for 5 hours. Definitely not for 5 hours, but it was fun. So my friends, I contemplated whether I was going to cover this first story. Number one, because this is not someone that I follow actively, but they are making headlines. He is making headlines. And at first I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave them to whatever it is that they need to be left to. But I think I'm going to cover it from a different space in a different place than what most people will cover. So if you don't know who this is the baby, and that is Dani Leigh. Now, I can say that she's his side piece at this point. Somebody could say that's his baby mama. I hate that term, but that could be his baby mom. They live together. Well, anyway, yesterday, I want to say, all of a sudden, the baby goes live on IG and he's filming Dani feeding the 3-month-old that we now say that the baby is now, but also antagonizing her and calling her crazy and all this other stuff. Basically, they're having a very private moment that he decided to go live in. And the reason why I say private is because, my friends, I don't know if you guys understand this or not, but your arguments and everything with your loved ones and your boyfriends, especially your husband, whatever, should not be on Instagram Live. Well, that's what he did. Well, he goes live and then the live ends abruptly. Next thing you know, you see Dani Leigh live, and she is, I'm not going to say she's followed by cops, but she's like talking trash, sort of like, oh, he's kicking us out, his 3-month-old. You see, he called the police on us and all this other stuff. Okay. So they have a whole domestic situation playing out on live. Next thing you know, he goes live. Then one of his older baby's mother goes live. Everybody living, okay, but nobody's solving and making things safe for the baby or whatever. And when I say the baby, I mean the infant, not the baby him. So then he so the baby mama jumps in, and then Dani Leigh's like, oh, you want that smoke? I'm about to go in too. And so they just having a whole full-fledged Instagram live foolishness and mayhem private, instead of calling each other and saying, hey, let's meet down to the Ponderosa, let's meet down to the Red Lobster or to the freaking Sizzler or wherever the heck y'all eat and discuss this like mature adults. That's why I'm bringing this story, because as a friend, as a mentor, as an educator, I'm letting you guys know that these type of things is not healthy. It's not healthy for the child that's going to see this one day. It's not healthy for the relationship. It's not cute. And I don't know why we're doing this. Like, I don't understand why your first recourse in a lot of these weird situations is, I'm going to go live. So weird to me. So he goes live. Next thing you know, and I did see a tweet where somebody said, you know what, at this point, this is just promotion, because it's just blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, he's promoting his album that's coming out. And so now everybody's just ready to send him to the streets and be like, look, you handle this yourself. So my only point in covering this is a couple of fold. First of all, this is why, ladies, it's important to get married. Okay. Because if you are married and you have a baby with someone that you are married with, or you are married, that property, that place where you're dwelling is no longer just his. It is community property. Now, someone can argue the laws of the states as far as living together and all this other stuff. I don't know all that. All I know is a marriage and a piece of paper is a legally binding contract. And guess what? You're not kicking me out of nowhere. Okay. That's first of all. Second of all, if this is a volatile situation where someone needs to go, then it shouldn't be, I'm going to take to Instagram Live for them to decide or validate whether one of us should leave. Just freaking leave. Okay. Third of all, allegedly, he had no concern as to where the baby was going. And when I say the baby, again, not the baby, but his baby. And so, you know, I was a little taken back by that. Like, sir, you just want her to get out. He clearly has nowhere to go. He plays the whole role, you know, that some men do. I didn't really know her. She was just a jump off, blah, 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 blah. But clearly you were in some sort of relationship, because like she said, I lived here. I did a little bit of research. Again, I don't follow these people. I was just intrigued by the fact that all this was playing out on Instagram Live, and no one's really learning from the last person that does this. Okay. So it's playing off on Instagram Live. And the other thing that I know that I was noted, allegedly, Dani got him from someone else. So someone else was like, well, you got him, you got him. And the way you're going to lose him the way you got him. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother live. So I'm waiting to see how this matter unfolds. I'm also waiting to see what the lead attorney has to say about this from a legal standpoint. But for me, I wanted to cover this story from a woman to woman standpoint. And to you guys, mind who you are getting with and having children with. and forget having children. Mind who you having sex with. That's all. That's all. Haha, I'm going to focus on the poor baby of the baby instead of Friday's cocktail, Black's tropical. They laughing. Oh, you talking about the baby boy, the baby. Yes, I'm talking about the baby. I'm talking about the baby's baby, the baby. I'm hoping she's sipping that long Friday so I can come join. I can sip slow that long, real slow. Okay, real slow, like anyway, that's a little cranberry juice, a little vodka and cranberry juice. So anyway, so how long? Okay, so I answered that. So that's the story with that. Like I said, I just really am intrigued by a lot of this story and how we're all taken to social media. Speaking of taking to social media, we just reported that Stevie J and Faith Evans were getting a divorce. Well, Sunday, I see them turning cartwheels on the beach. So that's why I'm just like, keep your mess off social media. I know people have some people have such an instinct to want to flex on social media, but I'm telling you, flex in your group chat with your family because this is not it. He's already talking about it now. All right. Oh, I know. That's why I said it. Yeah. He said men could not have gotten away with what she said and did. Absolutely. No, I know he's talking about it. That's how come I mentioned it. I want to see what he has to say if I have time to catch it. If not, no sweat or whatever. Yes, Black Stevie and Faith doing cartwheels on the beach, child. They and just reporting a divorce, child. That's why keep stuff off the internet. Miss Queen L says, right, Melissa. Okay, so I'm glad y'all agree with me because I was like, listen, I'm so over this, but and now he's viral. But and then it also begs the question, was all of this a publicity stunt? But here's the thing, I've said this before. I'm not sacrificing my family for likes, clicks, and views. I'm not sacrificing my family for fame and viralism. Just not doing it. And this is what a lot of people seem to be doing. So, with that being said, that is the latest on the baby and his baby and Dani Leigh. We'll see. We're going to see how this pans out. Can't say I'm going to bring the news. I just wanted to talk about the fact that why the heck are these people bringing this crap to the internet? So, speaking of crap, internet and bringing stuff, Mr. Travis Scott. So, am I frozen? I don't know. Okay, there he is. Mr. Travis Scott continues to give us the story, unfortunately, that will continue to get on roller skates and roller skate around the rink and just be the story that never ends until it ends. Man, this is horrible. I don't wish evil on anyone. I'm not celebrating this at all because just on a basic level, I hope that he has a conscience enough to know that people got hurt, people died as a result of him having this concert. And so he is in the news still because it's being reported that over 100 people and counting have lawsuits against my dude, Travis Scott. And so leave a comment down below. Like, are you surprised? Since we've been covering this, are you really surprised that 100 people are coming out with these lawsuits? And yes, I think Drake is named, the production company is named, but Travis Scott himself is in the hot seat. You were supposed to save your big brother on Antime Stream the other day. Oh Lord. So yeah, leave a comment down below if you're surprised. I can tell you right now, I am not surprised for several reasons. If people legit got trampled and got hurt at his concert, rightfully so. And I think at this point, people don't necessarily know who to sue. So he's the big name, and so he's who they're going to have to go after. So I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. So yeah. Blind Guy, his wife says, these celebrities are such a mess. 100+ lawsuits are just the beginning. We've got to do better for ourselves. We absolutely have to do better for ourselves. And the other part of that is it seems as if some of this could have been avoided. Number one, we have to see what the tape says, but allegedly he is known for inciting the crowd. Okay. point blank period. He pled guilty to it twice before. He's being known to, so even if he did it before, if he's done 50 other concerts where he said pump it up, you know, get wild or whatever, even if he don't say it on this one, the people's expectation is to clown and get loud. You know, he's seen people jump the fence to get to him, and he said leave him alone. So this is going to continue to be a tragedy. And speaking of continuing to be a tragedy, unfortunately, this concert has claimed the life of a 10th victim. This is the 9-year-old boy who was in a coma, and he succumbed to his injuries. His name is Ezra Blount. He was placed in a medically induced coma after being injured at the festival. But now it is being reported that on Sunday, he passed away in a Houston hospital. So again, I don't wish this on anybody. I do not relish in this. I'm not reporting the news like, nanny, nanny, boo, boo. This is not that moment at all. I feel bad for Travis Scott because I'm sure somewhere in all that, whether it's his persona, his when I say his persona, like his celebrity, at the end of the day, he is still whoever he is, his real name. I don't know what his real name is, if that's his real name, but at the end of the day, he's a human. And then to know that all these people have lost their lives, and now this little 9-year-old boy has succumbed to his injuries. My many prayers to his family for comfort and peace, because this is only I told you guys the first night I covered it. This is going to be bad. And if hundreds of people are suing because of injuries, hopefully none of this will turn fatal. One fatality is enough, but it's just too much. It's just steamrolling into being too much. Yes, it absolutely could have been avoided. I think so. I really do, Queen L. So sad for the loss of lives. Yeah, he's a baby. He's a baby. And you know, I maybe tomorrow I'll pull up the clip, but I was listening to someone else's talk show, and someone called in and she gave this whole dissertation. You know, she talked really slow. That's why I said dissertation. But the lady dropped facts, and a couple of things that she said was this concert, this festival is really, really portrayed as a kid-friendly event, but it actually is not. She said that her neighbor or her cousin, her sister, her nephew, somebody went, and they have gone before, and it has been a mess every time that they went. So she gave a lot of background. I may go back and clip that and we can react to it or whatever. But that's one thing I heard, in the fact that he sells it as a kiddie event. But y'all, this is not a kiddie event, and this is not something that it was avoidable. It was absolutely avoidable. So we'll see. No one should go to a concert and lose their life. And to me, what I hear about the venue, the outlay of the venue, Travis Scott knows that he could have filled up an actual stadium. Okay. So Beyonce's not going down to the Elks Lodge. And this was the equivalent of Travis Scott going down to the Elks Lodge trying to have a concert. To me, it's the equivalent. You know, you are a mega star at this point. Pay the extra money and fill up the stadium. Point blank, period. Let's see what's next. Yes, Pamela says, yes, many prayers to the families. Uncle Stu says, everyone was self-responsible, not him. This is crazy to me. Young kids should not have been there praying for their families. Well, you know, I understand what you're saying, but what we're hearing and the videos that I saw, he may be he's already been charged twice. But of course, I don't believe in charging someone for their past. He's already done his time or paid his dues for inciting the crowd. But it's being alleged that he did that this time as well. So we will see, because I feel, in my opinion, if it's found that he was negligent in some way, absolutely go after him and the production company and the security and everything else. But we will see. I'm with Uncle Stu that children should not have been there. But if it's advertised that way, then powwow don't know until they get there. The managers are at fault, not Travis Scott. Exactly. Yes, that's what I'm being told. I'm being told, and I've heard on several things. This is because what some people don't realize is There was a carnival going on, carnival games. It's really touted as a kiddie festival type thing, because you got to remember all of this was birthed from being included in the Fortnite franchise, which is all about kids. So when Fortnite met Travis Scott, oh, let's have a festival in real life, because the Astroworld thing was started off virtual, and it was a virtual world and a virtual carnival. And yes, I saw the revealing of it that happened, 2019. My kids and I, we all watched it. It was all kids. It was a carnival type thing. That's problematic. So we'll see. We'll see, y'all. We will see, because unfortunately, at the end of the day, from what I understand, whether he's held liable directly, he's going to be a liability for the insurance companies and everyone that are going to be sued as a result as well. So either way it go, it's going to be a direct hit or indirect hit, and that's just unfortunate for him. I don't wish that on nobody. I honestly don't. He's got a life. He's got kids to feed. And it's just unfortunate, y'all. It's just unfortunate. And I would say that if that was anybody, honestly. So we'll see what comes of that. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button. I don't know if y'all can see this commercial or not, don't forget to hit the notification bell. I'm gonna let it play, because sometimes StreamYard play the whole commercial and I would never know. So I hope you saw that commercial. Leave a thumbs up if that commercial played. Like I said, StreamYard does these weird things where they will play the thing and you don't see it on your end. And so I don't know if y'all saw it, but y'all know what I say. Right now, do it. If you like what you see on my channel, you like what you see so far, go ahead and hit the like button for sure. It's absolutely free. Go ahead and check out. Okay, you did see it. Yeah, like I said, it's happened to you, blind guy. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sitting there like, is it playing? I don't know. So anyway, so right now, do it. Subscribe. It's fun over here. So let's see what's next. Thank you, blind guy. So again, just many prayers up to the families, the injured, all of that. Like, it's not okay. I thought it was just my internet. I don't know, because we are having internet trouble. Don't know what's going on, but yeah, sister just was playing. I know she was. So next time I'm gonna just play the commercial in my head and then time it. So anyway, that was that. The next thing. So it is being reported that former President Trump reaches a $375 million deal to sell his DC hotel. I find this interesting because, I feel like his hotels, his properties are his prized possessions. And so is this a sign that he is not doing very well monetarily? Leave a comment down below. What do you think? Former President Donald Trump's family hotel company has reached a deal to sell the rights to his Washington, D.C. hotel for $375 million, the Wall Street Journal reported on Sunday, citing people familiar with the matter. A Miami-based investment firm, CGI Merchant Group, is the contact to acquire the lease. The Trump International Hotel is an historic building a few blocks from the White House that the Trump Organization leases from the government. The hotel has been a popular gathering spot for Trump supporters and foreign dignitaries. See, that's significant to me. Okay, somebody needs some moolah. Okay, and I believe that. I believe that from jump. Okay, he's involved in too many lawsuits, too much going on, too much keeping people quiet. Lord, are you still on my side for him not to just start cashing in assets? Okay. No, this is a way to cash in, which will make him more money, not less money. I know. I'm not saying that's what I'm saying, Uncle Stu. He needs the money. Yes, this is a way to cash in so that he can get more money. But what I'm saying is, as a result of him not having as much money as he's reporting to have. Hey, Blessed Reborn. He will lose his insurance policies just like the auto insurance is lost after an accident. Yep. Okay. So, yes, that's what I'm saying. No one's selling assets that's that valuable and that sentimental unless they need money. That is my point. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you think this is a money move because he needs more money, or man, I'm done with Washington. I don't need that space. This is a very intimate space has been used and sentimental, that has been used for his campaign, for his supporters. So I think it's significant. The Trump organization, CGI, Merchant, and Hilton did not immediately respond to the Reuters request for comment on Sunday. Last month, the U.S. House Committee on Oversight and Reform said newly obtained government documents raised troubling questions about the hotel. So, as I'm saying, he don't get rid of stuff just because, no. He ain't getting rid of anything just because he's good about, like, nah. He's like, oh, okay, I got it. He needs more cash on hand. Okay, I get it. Yes, he needs more cash on hand. And there's a lot of things I just read in the article. There's some negative associations with that building. Listen, he got to get rid of as much as he can, that's going to associate with him and anything being negative. That's just my thoughts on that. Well, speaking of former presidents, now we'll move on to our current president. Y'all look at that picture. I couldn't help it when I saw that picture. I said, yep, that's old Biden. So speaking of former presidents, now we're on to the current president, who, interestingly, has a very, very low approval rating for various reasons. And he pretty much said, listen, I didn't run for your opinions. Basically, I don't want to misquote him. Let me grab my phone, because I actually took a snap at that, because I was like, oh, Biden has a comeback. Okay. He says, I know I'm low. I'm trending low, but let me tell you what he said. He said, let me tell y'all what he said exactly, because I don't want to misquote Biden. President Biden. He said, I didn't run because of the polls. Biden brushes off dire approval ratings as low as 39%, and I think it's a little bit lower now, and links drop in popularity. So someone asked him about it, and then he was like, listen, I didn't run for your little spunky polls. But that's not what the story is about. Biden has signed the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill into law, unlocking funds for transportation, broadband, and utilities. And you know what? The way my internet has been running today, in the past couple of days, I'm here for some broadband releasage of money. Okay. The president, Joe Biden, he signed it already, the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill into law on Monday. Well, it's Monday and it happened. The plan will put $550 billion in new money into transportation, broadband, and utilities. Leave a comment down below if you are here for some of the transportation plans that's taking place. I know that there's some plans for improving the railroads, and definitely just highways some highways need to be upgraded. Biden is expected to make the case for Democrats' $1.75 trillion proposal to invest in the social safety net and climate policy. Okay. So, yeah, it was after many failed attempts, the article states, he got it done. And some people are praising him and some people are going, yeah, whatever. So, let's see. Everyone has a price. So perhaps it's part of the large sinister plan. Yes, she's talking about, Trump there. So yeah, that's Biden's, appraisal. So even among his low approval rating right now, he is touting a win. Hip, hip, hooray. I didn't necessarily cover or want to cover the, because I just wasn't interested, to be honest with you, because I don't think we'll ever know what the truth is until both of them are out of office. But there's some whispers of some contention between the Biden and Harris camps, and VP Harris. And so again, I don't know what to believe. I don't believe that we'll know what to believe until after they're both out of office, and then all of a sudden they're enemies again. Okay. It's politics. So I don't want to hear it. I already said it. I don't even want to hear it. Like, whatever. So the infrastructure bill has been passed, And I know even in Arizona, there were some funds that was said to come here for certain things. So check for your state and see, okay, hey, Biden passed this bill. What monies are supposed to come to us? We'll see. You will see. Well, the series in this news was Biden, 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 Bannon, Trump, Biden, Bannon. That's what it was. Trump, Biden, Bannon. Okay, so speaking of Trump, his former right hand man, y'all know who this is. This is Mr. Steve Bannon. He just began to look so disheveled the past couple of years. And here he is smiling and feeling like he's on top of the world after refusing to submit to the January 6th commission, which then caused him to have a warrant, and then he turned himself in. So he's quoted, and I'll play the video. He's quoted saying, Biden ordered Garland to prosecute me, and this will be the misdemeanor from hell. Steve Bannon tears into the Democrats and Nancy Pelosi as he's released without bail for defying his January 6th subpoena. Y'all heard it right. Released without bail. So he turned himself in for such a serious crime. And isn't it nice that this 67-year-old was able to be released without bail? So he arrived early this morning in Washington and turned himself into the FBI. Leave a comment down below. I don't know many people that turn themselves into the FBI and are immediately released without bail, but hey, it's whatever. Here's, let me see if I can find the video. Not find it. Let's pull it up. All right. He looks so disheveled, bless his heart. Let's see. Let's play what Mr. Steve Bannon has to say. All right, here we go.
Excuse me, back up. Thank you, back up. Thank you. Everybody get back. Everybody
Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt.
Everybody get back. Everybody get back.
Go around.
Excuse me. Please respect everybody.
Hey.
Everybody. Come on, guys. Everybody get back. Thank you. Everybody get back.
Is this us? Hey, just want to tell everybody, get live stream on Getter right now. Everybody watching in the war room, we're here today. I don't want anybody to take their eye off the ball of what we do every day. Okay, we got the Hispanics coming on our side, African Americans coming on our side. We're taking down the Biden regime. Every day, the focus, you got Raheem Kassam today, you got Dr. Peter Navarro, Captain Bannon. You're going to have Boris Epstein, the whole show. Intense. We got polling out, economic data out, everything. I want you guys to stay focused, stay on the message. Remember, signal, not noise. This is all noise, that's signal.
Oh, okay.
Are you optimistic today? How are you feeling today, Mr. Man?
Y'all heard it. Signal, not noise. Okay. So that's Bannon as he was going in to turn himself in. This the caption here says former Trump strategist Steve Bannon arrived at the FBI building. This is also, this is basically stills of what we just heard. So he is one of 30 people, one of more than 30 people close to the former president who have been ordered by the House Select Committee to testify about what happened in the run-up to the deadly attack. So from what I understand, let me get this right. For each count, he's facing a year in jail, allegedly. So for each count, and he's facing 2 counts. Yeah, I don't know. One thing that I will say is it's very interesting because these people have some serious ties and loyalty to this man. And I am saying I would not. I don't care. I don't care. And because what I'm saying is I'm not doing that kind of time for y'all, for him. Absolutely not. It's like a TV show. It's not real to go in and get right out at Christmas time. Exactly. Then you're advertising for your flat form reality jail sentences. Exactly, blind guy. Very, very telling. Like you just go, like you said, Christmas time, over the weekend, and we're just going to allow him to turn himself in. We're not going to go find him or anything, but yeah, we'll let him turn himself in on Monday. Like, hey, it's the FBI, okay? Uncle Stu says he looks bad for real. He really does. This man he looks disheveled, and he has looked disheveled for a long time. He didn't come out looking like that. I'm not saying he was always easy on the eyes, but he didn't look like that, you know? So, it's just very interesting. Number one, the privilege that's extended to these individuals. You know, let the common Joe decide that they're not going to um, agree with the subpoena or court subpoena. They're coming banging down doors. You know, and then once it's over, and then for him to decide, oh well, I'll turn myself in on Monday. Well, that's nice. It's very nice of you to be able to have that privilege, but then I was not expecting release without bail. I just wasn't. Some of y'all are like, well, what the hell did you expect? I don't know, y'all, but I did not expect that. The privilege is out of control. It's just out of control. Out of control. So there you have it. That's Steve Bannon. And yeah, he is set to face these 2 years because of the counts. But, you know, looking at the president's child, he'll be fine. He will not be going anywhere. Speaking of fine and not going anywhere, this is a picture of the parcels that are sitting in the California ports that isn't going anywhere. If you are, unless you've been living under a rock, you kind of see some of the prices of things just going up insanely, more than others. But it's being reported that not being reported, there are ships at the California ports are now waiting for a record 17 days to unload. So in other words, that does not help the supply crisis that we are allegedly in. Supply crisis gets worse after Biden vowed to fix it. There were as many as 83 ships at anchor and in holding pattern outside of ports in Los Angeles and Long Beach on Friday night. That's a new record, allegedly. The nearly 17-day wait is double the wait time from 2 months ago. So, I mean, given those facts, it's getting worse. California Governor Newsom is attempting to address the problem by doubling capacities at the state's DMV. You can only use so much space, okay? The log jams at the ports come as a strain of supply chains have caused controversy for President Biden. Okay, leave a comment down below. Is this a Biden issue? Is this a lower man's issue? Is it both of them? Let me know what you think. Biden headed to his home in Delaware for the weekend amid the continued crisis, in addition to ongoing trouble at the U.S.-Mexican border, which we have not heard from. So he went home to Delaware during that time. You know, he needs a break, I guess. So cargo ships. So let me show you a picture. These are the picture of the cargo ships. They are out there. Waiting. Let's see. Share screen. There we go. So this is the port. I've been out there before. This is the port. And we just see all those little dots and specks on the screen. My friends, that's the ships with cargo on it. And the first thing I thought about was my fellow friends, men and women in uniform, that are what we call is a PCS, permanent change of station, especially those of us that are going OCONUS overseas, where they depend largely on this cargo going to and from. Meaning, when you leave in the military, your things get on your things, including your vehicles. When you're going overseas, your things get on packed onto crates and ships like this. So I'm wondering, I haven't really spoken to anybody about it, but I wonder if it's causing a backlog in even people's personal items being shipped. That was the first thing I thought about, because when you're PCS and you're tracking your stuff and you're like, where is my stuff? And I remember one time, side note, totally unimportant. I remember one time our stuff fell in the water. Okay. So we had a whole crate that was messed up one time. So, yes, Adrian, now you see what I'm saying. Yes. What a commerce nightmare. And how you doing, girl? Good to see you, over in these parts. Ella girl, how are you going to come in whispering sweet nothings when all the Walmart inventory is floating in the ocean? Exact. She was whispering sweet nothings, child. She looking for trash can waves. Um, Uncle Stu says, I got okay, they talking to each other. Y'all don't know how distracting that is. Ella, it's distracting to me. No offense to anybody. I'm just saying for me. Because I'd be wanting to see what the heck y'all talking about. So anyway, so yeah, that was what I first thought of. But yes, Adrian, a commerce nightmare because that is meat, I don't know, products, that one little thing that they say is in backlog do cars, to assemble cars. So this is Gavin Newsom. This is the shipping containers just sitting there. So I imagine if there's a backlog, I'm pretty sure I have to talk to one of my friends that are still in the military, living that military life. Y'all, how long is it taking your household goods to get to you? Wow. Because even when we were coming from Hawaii, when we were coming from Hawaii, our stuff stopped at the port of LA. That was your first stop, and then you moved and went at whatever. So yeah, absolutely. I'm just thinking out loud. So I wanted to point this out. So yeah, look at this. Look at all these shipping containers. And then what is this? Is this uh Biden? This is Biden touring the port of Baltimore, the 12th busiest in the United States, in November 2021 amid the ongoing supply chain crisis. So one thing I do know is that I have a lot of you guys that are conspiracy theorists. And those of you that think outside of the box and not necessarily going with the grain. Do you think this is an actual crisis at the border? Is this something that was man-made, calculated of sorts? Or do you think this is just a byproduct of everything else that's going on? And yeah, is it man-driven, so to speak? So this is the part that I wanted to show you guys. This is the inflation from October 2020 to October 2021. So that's what, a year? Bacon has gone up 20%. So for those of us that are bacon lovers, bacon has gone up. Oh, I ain't sharing it. Lord Jesus. There we go. Bacon has gone up 20%. Steak has gone up 24%. Make that 39%. Okay. The rib eyes that we normally get that were, shoot, I don't know what they were because I whatever they were, I noticed I literally bought some yesterday, and for three, it was like 40 something dollars or something like that, and 40 or 50 or something like that, and it's usually 12.40. It's usually half that almost. I think. I don't know. He's not in here for me to ask. Cereal is up 4.5%. I don't really buy cereal, so I don't know. Fuel is 59%, up 59%. I'm guilty. I don't really pump my own gas. So I don't know, but I hear my husband complaining about it or talking about being wild about it. He's not really complaining, but he's just like, wow. Eggs are up 11.6%. It's time to get chickens or to find some friends who can get you some eggs. Furniture is up 12%. Laundry equipment is up 15%. Used cars up 26%. And sporting goods is up 8.7%. So, and this is according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics and Economic Analysis, ICE Exchange. So it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. And those are drastic numbers of increase. Y'all stop talking amongst yourselves. The host is distracted if we chit chat. I promise you I am. No offense. I think it's the teacher in me. I don't know because I want to go through and answer. And then when it's like, get it done, y'all exchanging phone numbers and stuff. I love y'all, but it is very distracting to me. Greetings, salutations. Hey, Pam. Patricia. We're talking about Pam. Hey, Patricia. This is another one, honey. She hung with us on Friday. You hear me? Hang. So let me know. Leave a comment. Those of you that are catching the replay, let me know if you're like, man designed, it's not a problem. Or do you think it's actually a problem at the port? Like, it's not man-made. It is a byproduct of everything else that's been going on. Please let me know. I've been weaning my way towards meatless, so I hadn't even noticed the spike of price of meat. I have. Okay, Adrian, that's a really good idea, so to speak, because yes, it is definitely going up. Thanks, Blind Guy, for that note. Hey, Patrice, good to see you. So glad you were hanging out with us on Friday. So y'all, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Those of you that are watching the replay gang, let me know. Is this something? Is this legit? Is this, just the natural recourse of inflation? Is a result of that C thing that we are in, the panini? What do you guys think? So yeah. All right, let's go on to another segment. This is a funny segment because I have a few just kind of ridiculous stories. Yes. All right, my friends. So yes, this is the segment where I kind of take a break for the serious and just kind of like God and get into some things, some stories that are a little bit ridiculous and not always ridiculous in the true sense of the word ridiculous. I may change this to odd, but yeah, odd, ridiculous, funny, twerky, quirky, all of that stuff. So the first story. Let me see what this first one is. I'm always amazed when people get arrested for doing this because I'm like, again, just like the story with the baby, how are we still seeing people getting arrested for this? Arrested for what, Melissa? Listen, this is someone who had a whole mannequin type thing dressed up in the passenger side in order to drive in the HOV lane. It's a user dressed up the seat to look like a passenger. So not now I have an even more problem because he didn't even use a mannequin. He said, I'm going to dress up the seat. I'm going to put a hoodie on the seat. Y'all leave me a comment down below. Is riding in the HOV lane that important to you guys? The HOV lane user dressed up the seat to look like a passenger. November 12th, police in New York said a man traveling in a high occupancy vehicle lane was stopped when an officer noticed the passenger was just like the back of the seat, dressed in a jacket and hat. Not just like, he was basically, he was like, hey, that's just the seat dressed up. The Suffolk County Police Department said in an Instagram post that Officer Cody Exum stopped the driver on the Long Island Expressway at 9 a.m. when he noticed the passenger in the car traveling in the HOV lane didn't look quite right. The officer quickly discovered the front seat passenger was not a passenger at all. It was the front seat dressed to look like a person with the pullover jacket in the seat with the hat on the headrest. The driver was ticketed for an HOV occupancy violation. That is so funny to me. What the heck? Uncle Sue says you will get locked up in Virginia doing foolish things like this. R.A. Polehammer says coolest seat. Yeah, it's the coolest seat ever. I probably would have played it off like, no, that's not what that is. That's not what that is. Queen L is laughing. Man, that idea. What an idea, R.A. Polet. Like what? It was fun hanging out. I can't wait to do it again, girl. We're gonna do it again. So yeah. Let's see. Okay, we're talking about places of influence. I buy my eggs at Aldi. The price seems very reasonable to me, between 55 cents a dozen and 89 cents a dozen. Oh, Aldi is the bomb. Yeah, absolutely. Those prices are great, Adrian. Absolutely. I may or may not used to borrow my friend's old car seat to make like I had a passenger. These folks need to get their lives together. So what I'm gathering is driving in that POV HOV lane is really that serious. Okay, to some of you, perhaps, maybe. So that's the first one. The second news in this segment is, to me, just as ridiculous. This one is legit ridiculous. I'm not going to give my disclaimer like, oh, it doesn't mean ridiculous. No, this is ridiculous. So it seems that we have two sisters feuding. Why are they feuding? They're feuding over a name. My sister is refusing to meet her newborn niece because of a name I chose. So meet these two women. She took to Reddit. If you don't know what Reddit is, it's kind of like a open forum for just a lot of foolishness and mayhem and questions and stuff like that. So she took to Reddit to ask this question. And so the article states, it opens up talking about how important choosing a baby's name is. And the woman who took to Reddit explained that when she and her sister were kids, they used to play house all the time and would choose names for their dolls. And the dolls, of course, would be their daughter. Well, when they were little, both of them would choose the name Harlow, which was their favorite name. Well, fast forward, they're both, the sisters are 29. One gave birth to a baby girl, and guess what she named her? You right, Harlow. Fast forward a few years, and one of the sisters, now 29, just given birth to a little girl whom she decided to give the name to. She says, I really like this name. And when I suggested it to my partner, he was like, yeah, of course, let's go for it. We chose it for our daughter and decided not to tell anyone the name until the birth of the baby. Okay. But when she announced the name to her sister, Mary, who's 27, she reacted, quote, poorly, shouting and calling me an a-hole. Oh my gosh. Mary screamed at me she screamed that I stole the name we picked out together, and I didn't even tell her that I had no right to take the name. She said that I'm tainting the memories of our childhood and erasing her. She has not spoken to me since and hasn't even seen her niece. I think I might have been too mean for her screaming. Wait, I think I might have been too mean for screaming back at her and not trying to understand her side of the story. But we haven't mentioned this name in years, and I didn't think it would be that much of an issue. So, what do y'all think? I don't think it's that serious, personally. Okay, not to not speak to your sister and meet your niece. Like, the only thing I would kind of feel some kind of way about it not as kids, but if I'm 27-year-old, I'm in a exactly. Thank you. If I'm in a relationship and I'm like, hey, yeah, girl, because it should have came up. It should have came up at 25, 26, 27. When I get a daughter, it's going to be Harlow. Girl, Harlow, I remember Harlow. And then the other one's like, well, I don't like Harlow. Then my expectation is the name Harlow belongs to me. But if Judy decides to get pregnant and sister says, well, I just liked Harlow. Okay, she used it. She got it first. That means you get to use Harlow as a middle name. It's really not that serious to not have a relationship with your sibling, to me. People be falling out for some crazy stuff. I'll give y'all stories to fall out for. This ain't it. That's right. Foolishness. I agree. People are just petty. She's been looking to leave that family member alone since she found out she may have to babysit. Exactly. Miss Queen L is doing facepalm. Absolutely. Yeah. She's been looking to leave that family a long time ago. She was looking for an excuse because that's not a reason to they weren't close to begin with. They weren't close to begin with because, and I'm kind of side-eyeing Harlow's mother only because she kept the name a secret. Now, did she keep the name a secret because she didn't want nobody to steal it? She really wanted it to be this mass, reveal. Or did she keep it a secret because she did know the sister was going to have an attitude? But even still, not even worth losing ties from your sister. Point blank, period. There's more issues going on than what they say. That's what it sounds like to me, Uncle Stu. The cousins have the same first name. This is not a serious problem here. Come on now. Can I listen? Let's play a game real quick as I go through the story. How many Nicoles are in your family? Whether it's first name or middle name. I could think about 4. Okay. You're going to get Nicole's. And then my poor kids got their dad's first name. One got the dad's first name. One got the dad's middle name. So, I'm sorry, dad's first name as a middle name. Come on now, please. It's not worth not speaking to your sister. It's more to this story. I don't understand. So did they both name their daughter? No, one had they used to like the name. You play house. It's like, hey, and so Harlow became a favorite name. That's to me. So one of the sisters had a baby before the other one, and they named the child Harlow. To me, this is the same thing as having a fake name. Everybody know about their fake club name, their fake going out name. It's the name you give to someone, that you don't really want to know your real name. That's like someone naming their child the fake name and then they're getting mad. Or you changing your fake name at 30. Stop. Just stop. Adrian said, I'll give you some reasons to fall out with your relatives. Listen, child, please. This ain't it. Uncle Stu says 1. Black's Tropical says too many. Exactly. The point is it's not worth it. And I was like, you know what, sis, you're being ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, let me see. Speaking of ridiculous, Miss Subway is in the news. Miss Subway is in the news because it's being alleged that her tuna is not so tuna. It's being alleged that some Subway tuna sandwiches ridiculously contain chicken, pork, and cattle, the latest lawsuit claims. Okay, let's see what this says. After that, okay.
Animal products were found in the sandwiches.
Well, if you don't shut up.
On the Chase level. Simplicity feels good.
Oh, I hate. Hold on, y'all.
Federal court in
Thank you. Like, why are you running two
suit
ads?
claims that there was no over its tuna.
All right, let's start over. There we go.
And Subway over its tuna is now claiming additional animal products were found in the sandwiches.
Uh-oh.
The 2 Bay Area women behind the suit filed a 3rd version of their proposed class action lawsuit this week in federal court in San Francisco. Now, the original suit claims that there was no tuna DNA found in lab testing of the meat. Now they say lab tests found proteins such as chicken, pork, and cattle. Subway has maintained its tuna is wild-caught 100% tuna and says it will seek to dismiss the, quote, reckless and improper lawsuit.
Well, if you are a connoisseur of the tuna, according to the lawsuit, they're accusing Subway of deceiving the public about its tuna products, saying the labeling is wrong. Y'all basically saying, y'all, girl, if you don't hush it. Thank you. Alleging that there's more to the tuna than tuna fish. Now, I like a spicy Italian myself. I'm a spicy Italian girl. But I wanted to bring this article because I know some people enjoy the tuna. Well, a 3rd lawsuit accusing Subway of deceiving the public about its tuna products said the lab testing shows they contain animal proteins such as chicken, pork, and cattle, and not as the advertisement says, 100% tuna. Karen and Nilma filed the latest version of their proposed class action suit November 8th in a federal court in San Francisco. Neither plaintiff has spoken publicly about the case. Subway told Reuters in a statement it will seek to dismiss the reckless and improper lawsuit. The chain said that the plaintiffs have filed 3 meritless complaints, changing their story each time, and that its highly quality, wild-caught 100% tuna was regulated strictly in the United States and around the world. Subway says an independent lab verified that their tuna as true tuna in 30 tests and claims it's yellowfin or skipjack tuna used in the sandwiches. So, what do you guys make of this? Are you like, man, who cares? Or are you like, I'm team class action lawsuit? Or do you think this is frivolous, them just trying to have a money grab? What do you think? Let me know. Leave a comment down below, especially those of you that are catching a replay. So, I never seen Subway you never see or never eat. I just had Subway for lunch today. This reminds me of an episode of Seinfeld when George Costanza wanted to name seven for his future child. He decided to tell some of his other friends the name who were expecting a child. Oh my goodness. I don't remember that episode. And I used to like Seinfeld. Lord, this is one reason why we raise our own food. That's what, listen, we're getting a funny face. I thought they were called family names for a reason. George Foreman them. Oh, exactly. Listen, Harlow was just, we just have a bunch of Harlows, okay? Let's see. I never see Subway. Adrian says, real talk, skin is looking exceptionally beautiful today. What's going on here? I don't know. I really don't have on a lot of foundation today. God, I don't. I'm going to get in on this lawsuit whether or not I eat meat. It's too fun not to. Listen, I agree with you, blind guy, because guess what? These chicks are not letting up. They said we're going to get at it and we're going to find our sweet spot. And eventually y'all going to pay us, okay? You're going to pay us. My club name was Sabina. Mine, I had a lot of them. Make your claim, soul sister. You were a meat eater once in life. Exactly. My club name was Savannah Elise. Okay, so y'all know what I'm talking about. Exactly. We all had the names. People are always trying to make money off big companies. Yes, they are. When you hear Sabine now, you're probably accidentally about to answer Blessed Reborn Beard. Yeah, she'd be like, huh? Patrice, I've heard this story before. If they're false advertising, then the class action suit it is. Yeah. So we'll see. Class action lawsuit. So we're all for it. We're like class action. Y'all are cracking me up. Y'all are here for it. Y'all like, listen, let's get this lawsuit going. In the case of the Tuna versus the client, is the tuna real? And Subway's like, yeah, leave us alone. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. But from what it sounds like, they've lost 3 so far. And so they just listen, may they continue to try until they get what they want. So that's it for today's ridiculous news, my friend. I think that was enough. I think that was a lot. Boom. So anyway, my friends, if you are joining in or you're catching the replay, hey, replay gang, good to see you guys. Make sure you leave a comment down below. You are joining us live with Real Talk with Melissa Berrien, and I'm your host, Melissa Berrien. And we're kind of rounding out our news. We just left the ridiculous news section, and now we're going to go into the not so ridiculous, but the odd and definitely the strange and maybe scary for some. So what is this? This is a Miss Scorpion. I don't know if you guys heard this story, but over the weekend, Egypt experienced a storm, which brought out scorpions. And y'all, the scorpions ended up killing 3 people and injuring hundreds in Aswan. Okay. Some 450 people were injured by a scorpion stings, a health ministry official said. It was a hail and thunderstorm in the area near the River Nile on Friday was particularly violent. Scorpions are regularly washed into the streets by heavy rain, while snakes have also been disturbed. Extra doses of anti-venom have been provided to medical centers in the villages near the mountains and the deserts, a health official said. So they're used to it. But this storm was exceptionally violent, which caused the scorpions to come out and play. And what did I say? 3 have been killed and several hundred have been injured. So they use the anti-venom as a preventive method before symptoms arrive, but can also work as the symptoms worsen. So I thought that this article was very interesting because number one, let me read this part. People have been urged to stay at home and avoid places with many trees. Egypt is home to fat-tailed scorpions that are among the most deadly in the world. Venom from black fat-tail can kill humans in under an hour. Okay. So as I stated, the venom is given to the different cities or the towns, so to speak, as a preventive method. But as a result of this storm, I need to leave this alone. Okay. Let's leave this alone till after the live. Because anyway, it's given as a preventive measure, But with this storm being very violent, it uprooted a large number of scorpions, which ended up stinging people and killing 3. I thought that was really weird. Very, very weird. Let's see what y'all are saying. Madam Host, keep your Subway receipt from today's lunch. I may or may not need a copy. I will definitely do that. Only thing is, it wasn't tuna. And it was so funny. I knew I was going to be doing this story, and the man behind me was getting a tuna. And I was like, bruh, that ain't tuna. That look, the girls say that's not tuna. I was cracking up in my head, but I wanted to tap. I'm like, excuse me, sir. That's not tuna. Let's see. Okay, class action suit. I'm for any lawsuit as long as Black's name not on it. Period. We laughing. I got all my news for the night. I ain't done. I don't understand the cause of action required for filing a lawsuit. You're so smart, Adrian. Thank you for always coming over here with your smart parts, because I have my smart parts, but they're smart parts in what I'm smart in. And I love the fact that as I'm talking and rambling and doing my opinionated piece, you come in with your dice and you be like shaking your dice. I don't know if you're listening or watching, but for those of you that are listening, I'm shaking up imaginary dice in my hand. And then Adrian comes in and she rolls a double. And then she comes in with knowledge like this. Like what, Melissa? I don't understand the cause of action, a requirement for filing a lawsuit, and the damages for allegedly faking the tuna. Thank you. I don't know, because no one allegedly got sick. No one had like uncontrollable diarrhea. I don't know. You're absolutely right, Adrian. Thank you. Black's Tropical is looking like, nah, girl, you out there in the woods. Listen, stay away from them trees. Ooh, I'm hot. I missed a notification. You went live. Evening, Melissa in chat. Hey, y'all. Hey, Kombucha. Good to see you. Here's the good thing about me. I'm very consistent with my lives unless there's absolutely breaking news. So whatever coast you're in, 4 o'clock Arizona time, Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, every day, 4 o'clock Arizona time. That's all you got to remember. Other than that, I don't know why the doggone thing didn't do that. But hey, Kombucha, we are glad you're here. Hello, Patrice, but I hear that often. Okay, we're greeting. Look, listen, Blacks, listen, mouth just going all kind of ways. I said, put the glass down, girl. Bumblebee Tuna, listen, that's it. That's all. Smart parts. Yes, girl. Yes. Aha, instead of Shaban and Siobhan, you were saying all kinds of wine-induced names. Yes. Oh, it was Shaban. Cha and Siobhan. See? Hey, Patrice. Okay, y'all saying hi to each other. I kept thinking it was 4 p.m. my time. It used to be your time, but remember, we don't move back. You guys move back. We don't. Yep. Arizona stays even. So we don't move. We don't go anywhere. So now I just say, instead of trying to find a coast, I just go 4 o'clock Greater Mountain Time, which is Arizona. Just remember, Melissa lives in Arizona, 4 o'clock, Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. Unless breaking news jumps off, and y'all already know, y'all will just see me live rambling away. So let me see what else. I'm all messed up. Got it. No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm here. So yeah, my friends, listen, that is the scorpion. So I think I'm going to end. Let me see. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what is this? It's not the Ahmaud Arbery trial, because he's not the one on trial. He's deceased, unfortunately. But this is the judge in that case. And I don't know, unless you guys have been, again, living under a rock, you know that the defense attorney for the McMichaels, or I want to say, okay, don't quote me their names, but the defense attorney in this case had a serious problem with specifically Black pastors. Okay. Last week, let me see if I can find it, because I wanted to play this for you. So last week, here it is. So that last week, the defense had something to say about the fact that the Black pastors showed up in support for the family. So let's take a look at what Mr. Defense said. I couldn't believe he said that in court, Jesus. But he did. Let's see.
This time we would ask that the Honorable Reverend Jesse Jackson, I believe is still here. He is, Your Honor, I think we all know, an icon in the civil rights movement. He, not just a witness to it, he the personification of it. And in other circumstances, I think everybody would be happy to have their picture taken, maybe get an autograph. But in the context of this trial, we object to his presence in the public gallery inside the courtroom. We note that there is a jury assembly room capable of holding, depending on how we socially distance, several hundred people, where these proceedings are being televised live in real time. The issue that Ray brought up previously is how many pastors does the Arbery family have? We had the Reverend Al Sharpton here earlier last week, and I'm not keeping track, and I think the court has indicated the court doesn't intend to ask anyone to keep track of who was in the gallery. But I don't know who Mr. Jackson, Reverend Jackson's pastoring here. My understanding is, and I was given names, that the Arbery family have local pastors. They also have attorneys. Mr. Arbery, Norcus, has a team of lawyers.
That dude said, I'm out of here. I don't want no parts of that.
Proceedings. Certainly, Ms. Cooper has been amply comforted by her legal counsel.
Who do you think you are?
We are concerned about whether it's conscious or unconscious, the impact of your presence with respect to the jury and with respect to the proceedings in this case. And I guess the next question is, which pastor is next? Is Raphael Warnock going to be the next person appearing this afternoon? We don't know. Your Honor, I would say, with all respect to the Reverend Jesse Jackson, that this is no different than bringing in police officers or uniformed prison guards.
Which they do.
Where a young black man has been accused of assaulting a law enforcement officer or corrections officer. And as I have noted before, the city of Brunswick is indeed a fishbowl. Your Honor, I understand that the court, maybe I misunderstood the court the other day, but I think the court had indicated it was the court's understanding or assumption that the Arbery family is giving up seats in the public gallery so that these gentlemen may be present. With all due respect, Your Honor, the seats in the public gallery of a courtroom are not like courtside seats at a Lakers game.
Ooh.
There are no First Amendment rights in the public gallery of a courtroom. There is no standing of any particular individual to be present in the public gallery of a courtroom. And there is no reason for these prominent icons in the civil rights movement to be here. This is a case that has been postured in the media, I believe, by Marcus Arbery's attorney, Benjamin Crump, if not Leigh Merritt, and certainly reported by the media as a quote-unquote test case for where the civil rights movement is in 2021. So with all due respect, I would suggest, whether it's intended or not, that inevitably a juror is going to be influenced by their presence in this courtroom. And while there's some argument over how much the jurors can see, and I can certainly supplement the record, but I took pictures last week, and it is very clear that most of the jurors have a complete unobstructed view of the entire gallery. And again, we are concerned about our client's right to have a fair trial.
Child, please.
And the impact of the presence of these individuals is going to have on this case. And we are asking the court, and again, with all respect to the Honorable Reverend Jesse Jackson, that he be observing these proceedings from the jury assembly room where they are being streamed live, rather than sitting here in the courtroom where he can visually interact with the jurors in this case.
Wow. Let's keep listening. So basically, this same defense attorney last week was like, how many pastors does the Arbery family have? That's what he said last week. So now we're going into the courtroom today. And from what I understand, Jackson wasn't there last week. Last week, it was Sharpton and a couple of other people. And so from what I understand, also, there was a conversation, Jamal Bryant. From what I understand, they about to show up. You heard it here first. It was a phone conversation Friday after he said that. And they all said they about to have a whole convoy, allegedly. They about to show up. Okay. So that was Friday, and that was a Friday conversation. So be on the lookout. Jamal Bryant et al. Will be there. And but let's fast forward to today. Today, Jesse Jackson was one of the newer ones that was there. And it was hilarious because last week the defense attorney was saying that Jackson was there. He wasn't even there. And so he showed up today, and this is his argument. He wants to continue. Let's see what so let's see. Yes, Adrian. What in the name of Subway Tuna? My husband was a police officer in Brunswick. Talk about nasty. So glad we got out of there. What is the legal contention? Exactly, Adrian. Isn't it's the courtroom? What is the problem? Adrian, we're all trying to do hey, gorgeous, ridiculous. The public gallery of the courtroom is for the public. Jesse Jackson is a member of the public. Exactly. Okay, so she's saying the jury should not be influenced by who's in the public gallery. Exactly. Let's see what the judge says. You'll be surprised.
Anything from the remaining defendants?
Hang on.
No. Anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Goff, at this point, I'm not exactly sure what you're doing. I have already ruled on this court's position with regard to the gallery. And with all candor, I was not even aware that Reverend Jackson was in the courtroom until you started your motion. I have indicated the court's position. The court's position hasn't changed. At this point, it's almost as if you're just trying to continue this.
Yep. Narrative.
For purposes other than just bringing it to the court's attention.
Okay.
I find that objectionable from the court standpoint. I have said over and over and over in this trial that I am attempting to ensure that in this courtroom, that the defendants receive a fair trial.
Right.
I will continue to do that.
Right.
I've heard the objection.
Okay.
I have ruled previously on my position with regard to the gallery, and that is unchanged.
Okay. You said what you said, Judge. I'm with you when you're right. Now here he go.
I'm not questioning the court's ruling.
Oh.
But the court, I'm
done talking about it, Mr. Goff. I've heard the motion. I understand what your position is. And if it's simply just to point out that an individual is in the gallery, it has been done.
Oh.
Do I understand that I'm not to do that again?
The position has remained the court's position, and unless anyone in the gallery is disruptive or
Exactly.
to cause some demonstration that will distract from the presentation of evidence in this case, the court is not going to single out any particular individual or group of individual as not being allowed to be in this courtroom as a member of the public.
Well, that didn't work. Go sit down somewhere. Period. Do you think he's fair or feeling pressured by the public? I think he knows that is ridiculous. Like at this point, I don't think, I don't know. I think he knows that it's ridiculous because there's nothing to stand on. It's a public space. Bloop, bloop. So because they're so awful in Brunswick, they had to get a judge from Savannah. Sickening. Wow. Go sit down somewhere. Child, they just acting a fool because there's no case against the black man. So sad. Nope. The jury is given jury instructions as to whether the elements of the cause of actions have been met. Period. And, I don't really know what the judge's motivation is as far as why he is, backing this motion, but I'm not backing it. He's denying it, but I'm glad that he is. I'm with him when he's right. And in this moment, he is correct. And like I said, you heard it here first. Allegedly, there was a phone call with a lot of the big name, big dog, top dog pastors in the United States, and they're headed down there. So in other words, you got a problem with just Reverend Al on Friday, watch out, because we're about to show force. So sounds like the pastor's ready to be petty. Come on, pastors. Homeboy is too legit to quit. Your child stood right back up. I kind of want to see what was going to be said. Let's see, because I feel like old boy was. It felt like the judge was finished talking, but I want to get his full statement. So let me see.
That is consistent with my prior ruling and will remain ruling. If there's a disruption, you're more than welcome to call that to my attention. If there's a problem, call that to my attention.
Right.
But on this particular issue that you brought up previously, which has now been effectively renewed, I think I've been very clear we do not need to discuss it any further.
Clear my desire to make a record. And thank you, Your Honor.
To say ready to proceed.
Well, the judge said, I said what I said. The judge is denying the motion because it's meritless. Go sit down somewhere. Exactly. You know, even if he was biased, let's just say, because everybody's on this, he's biased kick. There's certain things even biased judges have to just back up against the wall, and the law is one, point blank, period. That judge is pretty cool. He's not like them for the most part. They went through so many judges for this case, but no one wanted it in Savannah. He's fair and shows us a lot of love, praying for justice. And so thanks for that take, because you know firsthand in various ways, living there, spouse of a police officer, that whole thing. So I'm not sure if that's where it is. So let's see. Oh, this is something. I wasn't sure if Trash Can Waves was in here, but let me remove this comment. So when StreamYard decides to put up that banner, you'll see a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse, and y'all are like, okay, what is he doing now? Well, the closing arguments have begun, and I'm not sure as of 3:00 today, the deliberations hadn't begun, but the closing arguments definitely have started. The court seemed a bit confused today. Okay, there you go. The court seemed a bit confused today because the defense was trying to say hey, the prosecutors were trying to kind of make it seem like the lesser charges should not be considered if they find him not guilty, as far as not guilty, found that he acted in self-defense. So in other words, there was a whole bunch of bantering back and forth after they had been emailing each other all over the weekend. And the judge was trying to make sure that what he was saying was correct. The defense was like, no, if he's found not guilty on that, they shouldn't have to consider the lesser charges. The prosecutor, it was a whole exchange today. And I said, you know what, child, whatever. I just was like, the jury, just give him the instructions, okay? But at that moment, when it was time to deliberate, to do our closing arguments, I just felt like it's really now the time to talk about that, to go back and forth. But that's what they did. So that's that part. But earlier today, it was reported that this same judge at the Rittenhouse murder trial dismissed the possession of dangerous weapons charge. That is very significant, because that is one of the things that he was probably could be prosecuted on, but he dismissed it. After prosecutors conceded in court on Monday that Rittenhouse's rifle was not short-barreled, Judge Bruce Schroeder dismissed the charge. The judge at the murder trial on Monday dismissed the count of possession of a dangerous weapon by a person under 18, a misdemeanor that had appeared to be among the likeliest of the charges to net a conviction for the prosecutors. Well, that's off the table. The judge then launched 36 pages of legal instructions to the jury. So this is what I'm talking about. Explaining the charges and the laws of self-defense. I'm going to tell you what it felt like to me. After that, the two sides were expected to deliver closing arguments. The final word before the jury was to begin deliberations. Okay. What it felt like to me, because what normally happens is I'm going to give the jury their instructions. The instructions were looked up, not approved prior to today. They were emailing each other like, "Oh, you like this part? You like this part?" Yes. It felt like the judge definitely was coaxing. Like, okay, these are your instructions, but if you don't think he's guilty here, you do know you can go home and it'll be over. And prosecutors was like, whoa, no. But what about the lesser charge? And then the judge would be literally acting confused. But wait, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And this went on and on and on. And the judge himself seemed to be confused. But I don't think he was confused. He was conflicted, allegedly. Let me find Miss Allegedly. He was not confused at all, in my opinion. He was conflicted. He was trying to figure out how he was going to coax this jury to not convict this young man. I'm just saying. Blind Guy says he dismissed the what? The lesser charge, the charge that he was likely going to be charged on as far as this weapon is concerned. He dismissed it. What up, homie? Clearly I need to loan that attorney with his meritless motion some of my smart parts. Yes, you do. Hey there. Okay, so we're talking. Okay, yeah. So that's that part. I watched the exchange live and I was like, dude, you're literally coaxing the jury right now. You're trying to be like, don't forget, if you don't come to an agreement, it's over. You can go home. Child, please. So that's that. You know what? Yep. Okay. So finally, the last piece of news, it's really not that interesting. I think it's interesting. That's really what it is. Basically, okay, a trash can traveled from Myrtle Beach all the way to Ireland. That's the news. That's it. Yeah, Miss Trash Can started off in Myrtle Beach and she ended up in Ireland. And so here's a picture of that. The people in Ireland saw the stickers and they ended up calling Myrtle Beach and was like, hey, we have your trash cans. And it was a 3,500 plus mile trek. As you can see, there's little snails and stuff all on the recycling bin. We received an email yesterday from a man in Ireland who found one of our bins. And so this is the bins in Ireland. Ireland's beautiful. And that's that. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, y'all, that's the latest on this Rittenhouse case. Again, those of you that were a little confused, he dismissed the possession of a dangerous weapon charge. That's significant. It's really, really significant. But it is what it is. I always wanted to become a judge so I can make decisions like that. Hello, Melissa. Hey, Brenda. Good to see you. So anyway, my friends, we are rounding out our evening, and I just want to take the time to thank you guys for joining me. It's been great as usual. And we had all of our segments and had fun. And so if you're catching the replay, hey, replay gang. Absolutely leave a comment down below if you're catching a replay, because you already know that I will comment and we will interact even in the comment section after the live. Don't forget, I do timestamps right now. Like right now, do it. Okay, speaking of right now, do it. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell right now. Click the button. See again. Right now, do it. That's hilarious. I don't know why it does that, but it does it. And so right now, do it. That's right. The least you can do is hit the like button, subscribe, join the family. It is fun over here. And speaking of fun, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining me live. Let me read these 2 comments before I dip out. Thanks for finishing that story after the other story about the trash can in court. No problem. No problem. Melissa, you're going to take the bar, not too late. My mother was very surprised. Story time. I always wanted to be a lawyer. I was the lawyer in class. I used to get in trouble for defending people. Like, I would tell the teachers, why are you talking to her like that? Like, you know how teachers can be total jerks and in the way they speak to the kids, because they can. And I really wanted to go into law, and I wanted to be a lawyer. And my mom was very surprised that I did not go into law. I've done every other job that I've ever wanted to do besides a flight attendant. We talked about that. But being a lawyer, that's the only thing I haven't done yet. And I don't know. I don't know if I have the brain power right now to do it. But anyway, y'all, we'll talk about that tomorrow. I think we're going to unpack Mr. Rittenhouse trial. And I think we're just going to go to court tomorrow. I think that's what we're going to do, because you guys have been asking, and there's just a lot going on in these court cases. So in the meantime, in between time, as I always say, make sure you're being kind to each other for no reason at all. Thank you guys for your continued support, and I'll see you guys next time.